As we discussed about the Rutherford model of an atom, which he was able to prove that model on the basis of his experiment, but you'll be surprised to know that that model actually failed due to certain limitations or the certain facts which he failed to explain. So one of the fact was, we are going to discuss now, and it was the important fact which the Rutherford model was failed to explain. That was on the basis of electromagnetic theory. See, we have a theory in physics, that is electromagnetic theory. This theory states, actually this theory is applicable to all charged particles, that whether the charge is positive or negative. This theory is applicable to all charged particles irrespective of the nature of the charge. So what does this theory states? This theory states that when any charged particle revolve in a circular path, when any charged particle revolve in a circular path, it emit energy, and the energy emitted is continuous. So according to this theory, I am repeating it again, just look at board carefully. According to this electromagnetic theory, any charged particle when revolve in a circular path, whether the motion is clockwise or anti-clockwise, doesn't matter, but whenever it is revolving in a circular path, it continuously emit energy. It was the proved fact of physics which was stated in the theory electromagnetic theory. So now if we apply this theory to the Rutherford model of an atom, which states that there is a nucleus in center and the negative charge is revolving around the nucleus. This was the model which was given by Rutherford. So we apply this theory to this. See, if any theory is proved in physics or any subject, it should be applicable to all the subjects, right? Like, see, it is for the charged particle. So wherever the charged particle is present, that charged particle should obey this theory because it is the proved theory. So we apply this theory to this charged particle, of the negative charged particle of Rutherford model. So according to Rutherford, that this negative charged particle is also revolving in a circular path. So that means it should also emit energy, right? And if it do so, if it emit energy, it should shorten its path like this. See, if this is the negative charge, it is moving, so it is losing the energy, so that means it should shorten its path and should spiral down into nucleus as it is emitting energy continuously. So that means according to this theory, if we apply this theory to here, so any charged particle when revolving in a circular path, so this negatively charged particle is also revolving in a circular path. So that means it is emitting energy, that means it will shorten its path, and then it should, I am not telling it do. According to this theory, if we apply it, we say that it should spiral down its path and should finally fall into nucleus, right? But till date we haven't seen the negatively charged particle in the nucleus. So how come this model can exist like this? That means the Rutherford state that negative charged particle is revolving in a circular path and it remain as such, and we are able to see that negatively charged particle revolving in the same circular path. It is not possible because according to electromagnetic theory, when any charged particle revolve in a circular path, it should continuously emit energy. It is the proved fact. Okay, so it will continuously emit energy, and if it will do so, that means it will shorten its path. Its path will get spiral because more and more it will move, it will lose energy. The path will be shortened and it will be spiral down, and finally it will fall into the nucleus, and by the time taken to fall into the nucleus will be very small, and any scientist haven't seen the electron so far in the nucleus. So that means the Rutherford model was not a successful one. He actually failed to explain the stability of such model. So this was the main drawback of the Rutherford. So this was the reason behind that Rutherford model actually failed. So I repeat again for you, just look again. This Rutherford model actually failed, the drawback being that according to electromagnetic theory of physics, any charged particle when revolved should emit energy. So if we apply this theory to the Rutherford model, which according to Rutherford, the negatively charged particle is also revolving. So when we apply this theory to this negatively charged particle, so that means when it is moving in a circular path, it should also emit energy, should shorten its path, should spiral down into nucleus, and when it spiral down, the time taken for it should be very small. But we haven't seen this negatively charged particle in the nucleus so far. So that means Rutherford failed to explain stability of his model which he compared with the solar system. So that is why the Rutherford model failed. But he was able to discover the nucleus, which was accepted, and in the present model also, the Bohr model, the next attempt was made by Niels Bohr. So in the Niels Bohr, the nucleus of the Niels Bohr model is the same, and even the positive charge which the Rutherford said is present in the nucleus is the same. So that means the Rutherford was able to discover the nucleus, but the model was not successful because he was not able to explain the electron distribution exactly.